Hello everybody, Gamer86, and we're going to be checking out a new video from Death Battle, and it is Kai versus Tahu. So let's check it out, shall we? Stop motion. This ought to be good.
Kai versus Tahu.
Who wins in an all-out brawl between Ninjago and Bionicle? He's Wiz and I'm Boomstick.
And it's our job to analyze their weapons, armor, and skills to find out who would win a death battle.
Okay, so real quick, I know those two, and kind of grew up with them, or at least I think maybe half of. Nah, I think maybe my late young adult years, or teen years, it would go to Ninjago, and then of course, but the one that I would stay more biased to the end would be Bionicle, and I would probably pick Tahu from it and such. But let's check it out, shall we?
The year was 1998 when LEGO introduced us to the world of the Ninja.
Who could forget such classics as Ninpo Big Bat and Ninja Surprise? And the surprise is death!
The near death of the LEGO company, in fact. But then, out of the shadows, a decade later, the Ninja returned, remade, rebuilt.
Ninjago!
The story of Ninjago starts in the village of Ignacia. Kai was a simple blacksmith trying to get by with his sister, Nia. Not that he had the patience for his line of work.
Kai's fiery streak couldn't be matched. It happens when your parents mysteriously vanish.
And that streak continued when some skeleton men kidnapped his sister, and Kai learned that within him lay the power of fire.
Hey, now real quick, now that I think about it, I don't think they ever touched up upon that again. Or I could be wrong, I'll have to check the look.
Thanks to the guidance of Master Wu, he ditched the hammer and anvil and did what any good brother would do. Become a ninja!
And after
The
some
fear of
intense
Christmas.
training and a bit of spilled
Right.
tea, Kai
Can I say it? Christophobic. No. I know it's for sure Christ and then Christogen neaticophobic. Too fancy for my tongue, to be honest. Thalassophobia.
mastered the special technique of spin jitsu.
Look at him go! He's like a living Beyblade!
Well, it's actually a precise use of perfect balance to deliver dozens of focused strikes in rapid.
Yeah, Tornado Ninja, got it. He can fly, pull in foes, and summon his elemental power all around. And you know what that is. Fire!
Yes. Kai can throw fireballs, resist extreme heat, form protective barriers of flame, and even conjure a fiery rising dragon. Basically, shifting his spinjitzu into a more powerful draconic form.
So Kai teamed up with Master Wu's other students, Jay, Cole, and Zane, to make a team of teenage ninjas. The Lego kind, not the turtle kind.
On a mission to gather the 4 golden weapons and defeat the evil Lord Garmadon.
He's the one who kidnapped Kai's sis. But hey, I've seen the Lego movie. This should be easy. He's a Lego mini guy. If he gets cut up, he just pops back together.
Nope. Ninjago treats their characters like actual people, not Lego pieces. Except for in the movie, but that's part of the Lego movie continuity, not Ninjago itself.
Oh, so Kai can take a hit, but he's not putting himself back together like everything is awesome. Huh.
Which makes his quest all the more perilous. Long ago, the golden weapons were forged by the first Spinjitzu master to create the continent of Ninjago. Kai eventually gained the Golden Sword of Fire, through which he can channel his elemental power. Fire.
So much so that if Kai is surrounded by a bunch of fire, he can use it all for a mega-sized Spinjitzu burst.
Unfortunately, Kai wasn't the easiest teammate to work with. Eager to rescue Nia, he went it alone, until he was tricked into helping Garmadon escape imprisonment. Whoops.
Yeah, bummer. But it wasn't all bad. They got all the golden weapons. And with his sister rescued, Kai vowed to become a real elemental master and prove he wasn't just hot air.
So he got to training, when he wasn't slacking off and playing video games. Befitting a ninja and a pro gamer, Kai is a master of stealth, can climb any surface, and is incredibly fast.
He's dodged lightning and is even a match with Jay, who could outrun his own elemental dragon.
Which, according to the Ninjago Visual Dictionary, can apparently fly at light speed. Yes, this is an official book.
If that wasn't enough, other ninja like Cole are so strong they can shake an entire mountain.
So even as a wild child, Kai's team kept him in check across a dozen seasons of blocky ninja action, where, frankly, nothing was off the table.
Who could forget the virtual world season, the time travel season, the ghost season? Really anything that would sell toys.
Meaning,
That's, last I left off, and I haven't really watched it for a long while. And I left off like on, I'm guessing it was the, I think it was the AI takeover. I know that Zane was becoming more like he's like um full design was like a more like Android-ish look. Um, that's where I left off at and such. So,
Kai picked up plenty of ninja gear. Swords,
but I have
grappling hooks,
seen,
shurikens, a motorcycle, a wingsuit for flight, but swords of fire
but I have seen, of course, the time traveling episodes and a few others.
remained his weapons of choice.
Once, when Garmadon combined the golden weapons into a mega weapon, Kai and his bros went to the past to get them back, then pushed themselves to the limit, using the golden weapons to overload the mega weapon with so much energy it exploded into a star.
While this did destroy the golden weapons, creating enough energy to ignite a star is absurd. For a mass to become a star, it must first cross a critical temperature threshold of approximately 4 million degrees Celsius.
And over time, Kai's fire got so strong he could melt down those same golden weapons.
But no matter how powerful he became, Kai's hot-headedness kept getting in his own way.
Come on, Kai oozes main character energy. He was sure to get the title of Green Ranger, Green Ninja, the one destined to be the leader of the team and take down Garmadon once and for all, right?
No. Kai was chosen by Master Wu, but that didn't mean he was the chosen one. That honor belonged to the up-and-comer Lloyd, who happened to be Garmadon's son and Wu's nephew.
Typical Nepo, baby. But even if Kai wasn't the chosen one, he still had a big role to play in protecting Lloyd.
In a surprising act of humility, Kai chose to guide Lloyd until he could defeat Garmadon. And the threats just got wilder from there.
But he always rose to the challenge. Kai's defeated Karloff, the Master of Metal, and trained Wildfire, the Master of Heat.
With his teammates, he took down the Great Devourer, a snake goddess that could consume the continent, and Notakon, a djinn that could lift half of Ninjago's landmass into the sky.
And when these crystal weirdos had him on the ropes, Kai did a jump up, kick back, whip around, and spin to achieve his ultimate power, the Dragon Form.
It's
With
from the
this,
theme
Kai
song.
gets a huge boost
But
in
it's
power,
very catchy.
can fight on par with
I could just
demonic
listen to it
Onis,
over
and
and
can
over.
even harm the Overlord, the source of all evil in the world, who was as strong as the first Spinjitzu Master. Remember? The creator of Ninjago itself.
Then, by uniting with his pals, they summoned a giant golden dragon that obliterated the Overlord. Sayonara, sucker! That's the power of found family. And money!
Kai's journey took him
Yep.
far and wide, where he beat the odds time and time again. Because, hothead chosen one or not, within Kai was the fire
Fire!
of a ninja.
Okay, so that was Kai.
The upcoming battle is the first ever stop-motion death battle, animated by Apartment D, the creators of Rough Rough Danger Dogs. They've got a ton of awesome stop-motion animations on their channel, like this, or this, or this. Make sure to subscribe to Apartment
Apartment
D's
D.
YouTube
I gotta
channel
check
for
it
more
out.
awesome animations.
It was the year 2000, and the Lego Company was in shambles.
Yeah.
Straddled with debt and risking closure, they needed a brand new idea to turn things around.
They needed something epic, something that was Lego but for big kids who loved lore. Enter Bionicle!
Bionicle begins on the island of Matanui, when 6 mysterious canisters arrived at the homeland of the biomechanical Matorans.
With help from a weird stone and this little guy Takua, out popped 6 very marketable warriors. The Toa!
They were Kopaka, Gali, Pohatu, Lua, Unua, and their self-proclaimed leader, Tahu.
But what were the Toa? Tahu had no freaking idea. He and the others had no memory of what, who, why, where, all that important stuff. nothing. Head empty.
But even as an amnesiac hothead, Tahu still wanted to protect the Matorans from a threat lurking behind the scenes.
Lego Sauron! No, wait, not literally. I mean this creepy guy, Makuta, who just loves slaughtering the Matorans with his army of monsters.
Thus, the Toa Mata battled all manner of beasts with their elemental powers. And as the Toa of Fire, you can guess what Tahu was bringing.
Guns! Oh, fire. Yeah, okay. Even early on, Tahu could shoot fire, set his sword ablaze, melt thousands of tons of sand into glass, and even stop a volcanic eruption. But even more importantly, he surfs on lava! Oh man, that's so cool! I mean, hot.
Tahu's fire is so hot that it can reportedly melt any known substance. Anything. And on the rare occasion that his own fire isn't enough, he can absorb flames from his foes and surroundings. But it would take all his might to face Matanui's trials and gather the Kanohi masks.
Magic masks that give extra powers, and the Toa scooped up a bunch of them. With his mask of shielding, Tahu can make an energy barrier that blocks all kinds of attacks.
There's also masks of telekinesis, super strength, super speed, and X-ray vision. And from his mentor, Vakama, Tahu gained the Mask of Time.
While its power puts a serious strain on the user, it's worth the risk when it can slow targets to a standstill. Plus, these masks can be swapped out whenever Tahu wants, thanks to a cyber totem that stores them all.
Which came in handy as the Toa battled monsters across Matanui.
Like the Avoka, a beast that could fire lightning, which Tahu had to dodge multiple times.
But even from the start, Tahu was a lone wolf who preferred going solo, even if it meant leaving his Toa brethren in the dark.
Tahu tried to take on some big bads all by himself, and it went even worse than you think. He lost his powers, and he lost all the rest of his team's powers. Awkward.
But Tahu kept pushing.
Anyway, wait, I still have most of my Bionicle collection, but some of them are in pieces. But and then of course there was the whole. Eventually, the pieces would crack and break apart and such. But as for Tahu, I know for sure I do have like maybe 95% of the original pieces. The only thing I'm missing though, however, is the mask. The very original, but the only thing I do have to replace it though was Jala's mask, which is very identical. It's just a yellow color and such.
Forward, accepting his team as his siblings, overcoming his weaknesses,
And I still have the
rebuilding
game.
himself. Literally.
By jumping into a pool of liquefied cyber juice to become the Toa Nuva. Now boasting twin magma swords and later some slick adaptive armor, Tahu can fly and use his fire in new supercharged ways.
He can conjure fire cages, create lava pits, and steal the heat from other living beings. So much so that the process freezes them solid. As the Toa Nuva, Tahu and his team are among the strongest generations of Toa. Just as mighty as a much later iteration, the Toa Inaika.
Who defeated Umbra, a living beam of light. It was tough, but with some clever thinking and a mirror trap, they used Umbra's own super speed against him.
But perhaps Tahu's most impressive ability is the Forbidden Technique. The move no Toa wants to use, because the absolute annihilation that it causes is unforgivable.
The Nova Blast.
Using all of his elemental energy at once, Tahu can unleash a blast so powerful that it can potentially destroy all of Matanui. Not Matanui the island, oh no, Matanui is also the planet. And not just any planet, but a living celestial being that became a planet.
Oh boy, here we go. If you think stuff like Warhammer and Elder Scrolls have too much lore, you're not ready for Bionicle lore. Don't even get me started on the shattering of Sphere's magma and the betrayal of the League of Six Kingdoms and...
But more than any physical power, Tahu was learning that a good leader isn't just one who leads, but is willing to be led. And so, he faced Matanui's final trial, the Mask of Light.
The legendary Toa of Light was destined to defeat Makuta and save Matanui. It's obviously gonna be main character Tahu, right? Right?
Of course not. Turns out, the Toa of Light was Takua.
Oh yeah, the little guy who opened the capsules at the very beginning.
The Toa were tasked with guiding this new...
No, wait, now that I think about it, I guess Ninjago did have some inspiration with Bionicle, like, you know, the fire type person being hot-headed, leading the squad, and then much later on, of course, there'll be another member, and then they'll be joining them, and of course, you must help them out and such. At least some bits and pieces.
member, something Tahu found surprising but ultimately accepted for the good of the group.
Good thing, too, because they needed to be a solid team when they finally learned their true purpose. The whole reason they were built in the first place, waking up God.
Long ago, the great spirit Matanui charted the depths of space until the Makuta pterodax poisoned Matanui like a cancer. Tahu and the Toa were meant to act like white blood cells, protecting the heart of Matanui and, should he fall, resurrect him.
Yeah, Makuta Matata's whole plan was to amass an army, hijack Robo-Planet Motunui, and rule the universe. And he actually pulled it off.
But Tahu and his team were ready to fight back, with every generation of Toa joining together to reawaken Matanui.
Then, alongside the Toa of Light, Tahu went on an epic quest for his final toy variant. Upgrade. The Golden Armor! Screw you, Takua. He's getting a gold mask anyway.
This armor not only increases Tahu's own power by several hundred magnitudes, but also absorbs the powers of those it defeats for Tahu to use. Just in time for all the Toa to come together for the final battle of good versus evil. Matanui versus Makuta Pterodax.
Giant Planet Mech versus Giant Planet Mech! Oh man, that's awesome!
With his new armor, Tahu annihilated Makuta's forces, destroying the slug-like Krata and taking their powers, like heat vision, quick healing, teleportation, improved accuracy, and disintegration.
And giving Motunui the chance to strike down Makuta for good. Lego God was pretty spent though. But before he took a well-deserved nap, he trusted his final message and the new world to Tahu. I guess he really is the main character.
Tahu led the way for the Toa, Matorans, and all the other peoples to create a new world. One for all Toa to see, shoulder to shoulder, united in duty and bound in destiny. For that is the way of the Bionicle.
Okay, so real quick, the actual lore of Bionicle is actually based off of a guy that had a brain tumor, and of course wrote down the story of everything from in the Bionicle lore, even like all the extra stuff and bits and pieces that went on to it and such. And sadly though, right now with Bionicle 2.0 that came out, it was a bit of a miss in my opinion. And that's because there was like not a lot of world building that came about it and such. No further Matorans of unique Matorans, no different creatures called the Rahis, which goes from like your simple everyday cattle to of course giant T-Rex like looking monsters. Well, they're actually bulls, but they kind of look like a T-Rex. And when I was a kid, and so that's something that it was missing, especially with the mask. That was what would probably get kids a lot to buy all those little boxes of just to get the unique mask and everything, especially the golden colored mask, which is something I missed out on, it of course. But alrighty, let's go. And also, I want to say another thing though. It's really hard to continue on a story, a series when you've gone this far, especially when the final boss he's defeated, and now you're just like now what? So it's so in a way it's just best like just say like this character's going on this adventure or that adventure or they're going to do this stuff and just leave it at it as it is and such. And it's just more of the imaginations of all the fans on what they think happens next. So let's get started.
The battle's about to start, and this time it's sponsored by us.
And how does that work?
Because you can check out even more Death Battle on our website, deathbattle.gg. It's got cool merch, behind-the-scenes goodies, and every episode of Death Battle ever. Uncut, uncensored, unspoiled.
Why does that sound gross?
You can even pitch your own idea for a death battle to the creators of the show. I think they're called Chad and Ben. They're...
Boomstick, what did you do?
What?
You're not supposed to break the fourth wall like that. Reality is collapsing.
Oh no, wait. I know how to stop it.
How?
Everyone listen, we don't have much time. Go to www.deathbattle.gg and sign up for a membership right now.
I hate you.
Oh, that was it.
All right, the combatants are set, and we've run the data through all possibilities.
It's time for a stop motion death battle!
All right.
Man, the merge brought some weird ones. Let's see what you can do. Get off this island, pal, or you'll be nothing but hot ash.
Come on, Tahu. Damn, the blade sliced.
Spin Jitsu! I will not break! Another master of fire, huh? Why is it always me? Time to heat things up. Ninja, go!
Yeah, that's the thing. The Master Shooting Shield can't handle lava temperatures. It's very vicious.
Dodge this!
That transition though.
Surf's up! Whoa! With jump up, kick back, whip around and spin, that's the way of the ninja!
Damn.
United in duty, bound in destiny. This is the way of the Bionicle!
I want to say found. Found because they don't do that kind of thing. Except for the Pyrodra.
Now or never. Madanui, forgive me! First time for everything. Full power! Ninja
Such immense power. Who would win?
I was too hot
Damn.
for him.
KO! No, wait, that figure was bent!
This match was not an easy call.
Damn.
Let's build this set by examining their speed, arsenal, and power.
First up,
Alrighty.
speed. With all that fire spinning around, staying one step ahead was super important. Tahu could dodge Avoca's lightning, but Kai and the rest of the OG ninjas are as quick as dragons that move at light speed.
Meanwhile, the Toa Anika could not keep up with Umbra, a light speed entity. And the Anika are similar in stats to the Toa Nuva.
Tahu definitely got a leg up with that golden armor, but Kai's got way more speed amps, like Rising Dragon, Air Jitsu, and the Dragon Form. Speed goes to Kai.
However, while Kai was running circles around Tahu, the Toa's arsenal had plenty of counters.
Kai's packing flaming swords, wingsuits, supercars, motorcycles, and even a mech or two. All cool stuff, but Tahu can stop time.
Exactly. With all the Kanohi masks plus the Krata powers, the Toa of Fire had plenty of abilities Kai did not have a direct answer for. In theory, the Mask of Time alone could nullify Kai's speed advantage.
Ah, too bad it hurts real bad to use. Like, really, really bad. Just one use almost took out Vakama. There's a reason why the Toa don't whip this out every time there's a new monster of the week.
So Tahu could not reliably depend on the Mask of Time for a win without serious risk of a self-KO. But he has dozens of other unique powers. The masks of shielding, speed, and strength help him keep up with Kai. Add in golden armor powers like heat vision, quick healing, and improved accuracy, and Tahu has the wider arsenal. A lucky shot with disintegration could be enough to tip the scale.
If Kai didn't dodge with his way better speed. So this all comes down to power. Firepower! Tahu's best move is the Nova Blast, which can wipe out a planet. But Kai's power created a friggin' star. You know, classic ninja move. The Ninja Star!
Well, a star was made, that's been confirmed multiple times, but it was a team effort utilizing all the golden weapons. Kai is clearly not blasting people with the power of a star on a regular basis, but neither is Tahu with the Nova Blast, a move we technically have never actually seen reach planetary levels of destruction, only heard about.
Yeah, the Toa usually battle monsters that can break mountains, like the Borok, while Kai and Co. fight foes who tear apart the entire continent of Ninjago. It's not like Tahu was throwing hands with Super Mecha Makuta. That was Manui's job. Still, the Star and Nova Blasts are their absolute peaks.
A star's gravitational binding energy far exceeds that of a planet's. Even dividing it between the four weapons vastly exceeds any of Tahu's best showings.
And hey, Kai's still the one who lit the fire! His own flame can melt the golden weapons, and even this official guidebook confirms they've got the combined power of a star. That's right, Ninjago's got that epic lore too!
Furthermore, Tahu's fire can reportedly melt any known substance. Giving benefit of the doubt and taking this literally, the material with the highest known melting point in the universe is tantalum hafnium carbide, an extremely rare compound that NASA likes to test rockets with because it doesn't melt until around 4,000 degrees Celsius. Extremely impressive.
Yeah, but when you're talking stars, melting point kinda goes out the window.
Indeed, initiating stellar fusion requires temperatures in excess of 4 million degrees. Far higher than anything Tahu has generated or survived. Certainly capable of overwhelming him, even with all his defenses.
So the Red Ninja is bringing in a whole lot more firepower.
While it's possible Tahu's wider arsenal could land a victory, Kai's significant advantages in speed and power means he wins this more often than not.
Kai took fire to a whole new level, and Tahu just had to let go.
The winner is the Red Ninja, Kai.
Next time on Death Battle.
Alright. What we got? Oh, it's Shadow. Okay. Shadow versus Mewtwo. This ought to be good.
Subscribe and join as a member to see more Death Battle.
Okay. So that was Death Battle. And I must say it's disappointing Tahu didn't win, but it's also understandable. And the whatnot. And they got some good pointers. As for who I would want to see, actually I would like to see them do like more Bionicle characters against the Ninjago characters, or maybe some others. I could definitely see like them try doing like Haka versus Zane, Cole versus Onua. Let me see. There's Jay but he's lightning, so that'd be a tough one. And then of course, or he could try up going up against Gali, and then or have Nia versus Gali. For sure, probably would want to see Makuta, but as for who to go up against, I'm not entirely sure, to be honest with you. But overall, I would probably like to see more Bionicle in the death battles, matches, and such. And as for the next one, I'll just wait until next time and such. So, anyways, everybody, leave a comment down below on what you think of this match, and what your thoughts on the animation and such. And I thought it was pretty good, and I also like to tell like there was some pieces from the were probably like done like 3D printed or done from Etsy just to add more articulation to the Tahu and such. And I do like how they did kept up with Tahu's uh one Bionicle first gen uh, generational group appearances and such. And so anyways everybody leave a comment down below. Until next time, see you soon.